Morning. Good morning. It's morning here. It's 5 a.m. What time is it with you? Ah, okay. I'm a little early. I just want to make sure everything is okay, the audio, the video. Make sure I'm not upside down or sideways. Okay. Hi, Susan. Glad you guys can join me. Okay. Yes. I'm trying a different time of the day. So it's early morning here. So I thought I'd try it before I go to work. Okay. What time is it where you are, Susan? Hi, Shane. Thank you for joining. Glad to have you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and start. There's some that will be joining us, some will watch it, on a replay. But I'm talking about 10 ways to raise your vibration. And these are ways that I raise my vibration, and it's certainly not the only ways. It's just 10 ways that I've used consistently over the last, I'd say, several months to raise my vibration. But I first want to answer the question, why should we raise our vibration when channeling with mediumship? Well, one primary reason is that we want to connect with high vibrational beings. And on the physical plane where we are, uh, Earth plane is much more denser as far as the vibration is concerned. And as you can imagine, the archangels, the angels are on a much higher vibration than what we are. But they're constantly trying to connect with us, constantly trying to get messages to us. And it helps if we can be at a point, at a stage, so that we can receive those messages. When we're in a stage of anger or just negativity, that's a very low vibration, and it's hard to hear what your angel, what your spirit team is trying to convey to you. Your answers will not come as easily. Now, they always find ways of getting messages to us, but this is just ways that we can raise our vibration so that it's easier for us to hear the messages. And they're saying also it's easier for them to get the messages to us. So, are you familiar with the emotional scale? There's a emotional guidance scale out there that I sometimes use, and I use it this morning. It goes from 1 to 22. Um, the first one would be love, joy, empowerment, and then 22 would be fear, depression, um, powerlessness. And I use it to judge where I am in the morning. I'm about a 6 this morning, and what I use it for is I don't try to jump from like a 6 to a 1 right away. I'll try to jump from a 6 to a 5. And I use some of these tools, and these are tools that I'm going to be talking about just to raise my vibration. Because let's face it, we're not always on a high flying disc all the time. You wouldn't want to be anyway. You want to know, where you are emotionally, where you are as far as receiving messages and connections with your spirit team. And then, if possible, we do have free will, take action to raise that vibration so it's easier for you and easier for them. Okay, so anyway, that's my take on, why we need to raise our vibration. And I want us to be interactive, so please feel free to put your comments in. I want to know, ways that you raise your vibration during the day. Everybody has different situations. Some may not have, some may have, small children. That's teenagers. That's a whole different dynamic where it's going to affect your vibration. Just different lifestyles is going to do that. So, all right. So anyway, let's get right to it. All right. The number one, and these are not in order of importance to me. I just put them in, number. So number one way is, for me, is conscious deep breathing. You will be surprised if you just think about how you're feeling right now, how often we breathe really shallow. I mean, we're really not oxygenating our bodies. That's on the physical level. But conscious deep breathing, it calms you, it stills your minds and emotions. And how I like to breathe, really deep breathing, is to breathe through my nose, breathe in, and then breathe out through my mouth. Now you can do this anywhere, and that's why I like these different, ways. I can be public. I can be here by myself. I can be at work. You can be as loud or as very quiet with the breathing as you need to. So deep breathing to me is really, really, really important. Another thing I've done is when I really want to, make sure that I'm breathing during the day, is I set my timer on my on my phone, and for certain times during the day, maybe every hour, every 2 hours, and when it goes off, it reminds me to take a deep breath. And so that's number one for me. Okay, number two, stimulants. Whatever they are, caffeine, sugar, processed foods, eliminate or at the very least reduce the amount of stimulants. That will greatly help you, because if your mind is racing, and I know you've heard Kristen say it and Alyssa say it, and it's true, just observe yourself, maybe drinking coffee versus not drinking coffee, and see where you can make some adjustments. Stimulants are huge. You need to have a quiet mind. It makes a world of difference when we're trying to receive and trying to allow spirit to come and give us messages. So stimulants, processed foods, and just ask your spirit team, what do I need to eliminate? What do I need to cut down on maybe? It could be because everyone's body is different. Certain things may affect you where someone else, it would not affect them at all. So that's the other thing. We can always just ask our spirit team, hey, where do I need to make some adjustments in what I ingest? So that's number two. And I'll be looking at any comments or questions that you have. Hi, Jean, Christine, everybody's joining. Okay, number three. Water, H2O. aqua in Latin. I drink spring water. Spring water is, and I'm not going to go into the benefits of water. You already know that, or you can, Google the benefits. But I drink spring water because the minerals are still in there. And water is very important when it comes to mediumship and also to channeling. It's a conductor of energy, and we are energy. Um, have you heard of Dr. Emoto's experiment with water? Dr. Emoto did an experiment a long time ago, where he took glasses of water and he spoke words or put words, different words on each glass of water, like "you're beautiful" or "I love," and then some had negative words. And what happened was, over time, the water changed. The water that had the love and the positive words had little crystals in it, and the glasses of water that had the negative had dark, murky type thing in it. So it's the same thing, because we're like 75% water, I believe they say. It's very important that we not only drink the water, but say positive things. Self-love and self-care is very important. But I really like that he did that with that experiment. But water is very important. Drink plenty of water before, during, and after. If you don't like water, I know some people don't, you can add lemon, something really natural. But water is key. I drink tons of water now. The more water you drink, the more your body is going to want it and crave it. I used to drink a lot of sodas. I don't drink sodas at all anymore. I just drink water. So how are you with that, with water? Are you drinking water? Do you need to drink some more water? Tell me what your thoughts are on that. Yeah, I used to drink distilled water, but I find that my body, um, I don't know, it just reacts more positively to spring water. And like I said, I believe, and I did look this up, distilled water, some of the minerals are taken out of it in the process. And spring water is a lot more natural. But experiment and see what works for you. Okay. All right, so that's number 3. Number 4, meditate. I'm going to add also daydream, because meditation does take some practice for you to get used to it. And sometimes you don't always have time to meditate. I've meditated up to an hour and a half, but I was on vacation and I had the time, and I was going through a class and I got a lot out of it. However, I also get a lot out of meditating for 15 minutes. Um, and if I don't have time to meditate, or something's going on with meditation, my spirit team um, showed me how daydreaming can really be beneficial. Now, daydreaming is when you're, just quieting your mind. You can do it anywhere. I think Kristen mentions this when you're in your high school and you look out the window. I used to do that in elementary school, look out the window, because we actually had windows, and just daydream. But just let your mind drift, and you can see, and you'll be able to, the more you do it, be able to see and visualize the things that you're desiring, the answers that you're seeking. Daydreaming is very powerful. It's a very powerful tool. So meditation and daydreaming, I'll just leave it at that. But it allows a higher vibration. Both of those do that. I was watching something about a young mother. She has 5 kids, and all under the age of 10. And she was writing about how meditation, she'll get up an hour early and do 10 to 15 minutes of meditation. Doesn't seem like a lot, but it made a huge difference, and it does. all these tools will make a wonderful difference. If it resonates with you, I would say, try it out, give it, because everything takes practice and everything takes a while for you to see the benefit of it, especially with meditation. It's such a discipline, but it's so worth it. I do recommend it. Okay. Number 5. Okay. So I did a video on dragon energy. Might want to check it out. I think I posted it on my, well, I did post it in my YouTube channel, and it's Gloria Rice in the YouTube, and also in my private group, the Bringers of Love and Light. And what I learned is that fun activities, and what I mean by that is where you engage with others, something physical, like for me, board games. I like mini golf. I don't know whether putt-putt golf, mini golf, those type of activities, fun activities, especially with others, and you can do it with yourself, but whatever makes you feel good, where you're laughing, you're enjoying yourself, and that's why I said with others, that raises your vibration. It really does. So always find time to do something where you're engaging in some type of activity, some type of fun activity that you consider fun and that you really, really enjoy. That will, believe it or not, just raise your vibration so that you are more receptive to what Spirit is telling you. Number 6 is ground. Grounding is going out into nature where water is, where maybe a park, trees, but being in nature and just spending time outdoors. I love trees. I'm a tree hugger. I always have been. And I told a story about going into a park across from where I live about a couple months ago. And I was standing up against a tree, just leaning up against a tree. And I got the thought to put a coin in the ground where the tree is, to just bury a coin. Well, at the time, I didn't have my purse with me. I had no coin. And so I thought, okay, the next time I visit, I will plant a coin in the ground, bury it by the tree. So I was walking to my car, and I looked, and I saw a spoon on a picnic table. So I was just led to go to the spoon. When I picked up the spoon on the picnic table, there was a coin under it. So I took the coin, took the spoon. So actually I had the coin and a utensil to actually bury the coin right by the tree. Those are little things that you can get when you ground. When you're in nature, Spirit can really connect with you. And that may seem insignificant. I mean, it wasn't, like I didn't solve world peace that day, but those little things where Spirit wants to connect with us is so much fun, and it happens at any time. The other thing I had fun with Spirit is I remember getting up and saying, you know what, Spirit, I want to see polka dots today. And all day long, I saw polka dots. So have fun with Spirit as you're trying to connect. Use little things like that seem really insignificant, but they build on your relationship and open up ways where we can expand and really have fun with Spirit during the day. So grounding. Okay. You can really connect with Gaia when it comes to grounding in nature. The fairies, the elementals. Number 7, appreciation. Appreciation is a much more powerful tool than what you think it is. It's up there with meditation. Appreciation allows you to really get to a place where you're consciously I want to say channeling, but allowing, the good vibrations, the higher vibrations. Um, at the end of each day, I have an alarm on my phone. It's usually, I don't know, 9 or 10 in the evening. It's before I go to bed. Before you go to bed is awesome. If you can just take a few minutes to think about things that you appreciated during the day, sometimes you can write it down if you want, or you can just think about, 7 to 10 things that you appreciate today. It'll make a huge difference, not only when you sleep, when you go to sleep, but also when you wake up. So appreciation during the day, or definitely before you go to sleep at night, is a huge, wonderful way to raise your vibration, and to wake up with a higher vibration. Let's see if I see anything else. Oh, okay. I only drink water. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, daydreaming. We used to do it as kids. Resurrect that. It's powerful. Yes. Okay. Number 8 is something that I made up. As far as what I want to call it. I call it unplugging from the matrix. And what I mean is to be mindful of what you're watching, the type of things that you're watching, the type of things that you're hearing. My grandmother used to say, guard your ear gates, guard your eye gates. And what she meant was, just be mindful of the influence of certain types of music, certain type of movies, television. With my undergraduate work in college, um, which was communications, they had this book, a seminal book called Entertaining Ourselves to Death. And they just predicted that at some point people are going to rely on television for their basic knowledge, not really relying on, their intuition, um, their internal guidance system, but television is going to be a huge influence. And I think today that it is. It's not to eliminate any of that, because there definitely wonderful music can raise your vibration, but just be careful about the other music, and what you're actually watching during the day, how much you're watching during the day. I don't watch news, but to stay informed, um, I do look at it like on my phone when I get to work, because it allows me to look at the titles and then determine whether I want to click on it and read it. Um, but whatever works for you, just be observant, be aware of the effects of, well, even advertising. When you're watching something, the repetitiveness of things, then you know how you get the songs in your head. Exactly. I have to tell you about that. Okay. Number 9, move. This is a fun one. Whatever is enjoyable to you, whatever puts you in the zone, I think some people say. I like Pilates. I like walking in nature. I like dancing. And I don't know, I just like to move as far as the dancing, putting some music on. I'm not a professional dancer, but I like those type of things. Find ways to move. It doesn't have to be on a treadmill at the gym unless you really, really enjoy that. But just find ways to move that you really enjoy, that you look forward to doing. That will raise your vibration. It gets you out of the mind chatter, because it's now it's involving your body, the movement, the oxygen, all of that things, all of the benefits of that. But what we're talking about here is the spiritual benefits, allowing you to be more higher vibrational, more allowing. So, oh yeah, yoga. Yeah, I love yoga. Number 10. Number 10 is sometimes overlooked, restful sleep. Whatever amount of hours it takes for you, because everyone's different, it should be restful sleep. And one of the things that helps is the appreciation thing I just mentioned. But during sleep, the mind and the thoughts stop, and that's really important. That's why some people, I don't, but some people get messages in dreams because now your mind is calm. Now you're in a state of total relaxation, and you can be in a receptive mode and you can actually receive more. One of the things I would recommend is when you do go to sleep, to either turn your cell phone off. Now, I don't turn it off because I have an alarm. Maybe put it in a drawer so that the light, the transmission is not bothering you during your sleep, and it will. Um, it has been proven that cell phone while you sleep, it could interrupt your sleep pattern. So I would recommend, putting it in maybe a nightstand or something before you go to sleep. um, I've used sleep tones from YouTube. Have you ever used any of those? They're like, I don't know, megahertz. I use those sometimes to go to sleep. I have a playlist of those from YouTube, and they're just instrumental. Some of them are ocean sounds. Some of them are sound of wind. Rain really helps me, but those are also tools that I use sometimes when it comes to music and sleeping. But sleeping is very important. Resting is essential to you rejuvenating and allowing your body and the cells to rejuvenate so that you can be clear-headed and clear-minded and ready to receive and allow spirit. So that's number 10. I do have a number 11. Let me just tell you what that one is. If none of these work for you, ask your spirit team, what can I do to raise my vibration? What can I do to hear you more clearly? Um, Ask your spirit team. They will always give you what you need. And then be expectant in receiving the answer. One of the things that's really huge for me is to not only ask, but expect an answer, to really trust that you are going to get that answer because they are always willing and ready to communicate with you. So raise your vibration and let me know if you use any of these, if you notice any difference. I would love for you to comment under the video and let me know. And want to know if you have any questions, if you have any comments. Was any of this helpful? It's all about our well-being. When we're in a state where we really feel good, then we're closer to source than not. And we always want to attract high vibrational beings. I'm open to any questions. Good. Yeah, when because I've been drinking water now, I think when I try to drink a soda, even like a diet soda, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, Dr. Emoto, and that's spelled Emoto. If you want to look it up, um, take a look at his experiment with water. It's really fascinating. I believe it's possible. Um, I believe you can ask your guides for any of that. Oh, thank you, Jean. I enjoy the crystals too. Always enjoy that. Okay, so if there are no more questions, if you do have any after this video, please post them and I will ask my spirit team and get back to you. If you have any suggestions on things you might want to discuss while we're in this course, the time is going to go by so quickly and I want to be as beneficial as possible. This time of day seems to work for me as far as technology is concerned. I'll be happy to pop on and we can talk about, whatever. And make sure that it's like a general topic so that it'll benefit the class. I'd be happy to do that. Okay, so I'm going to wish everyone a wonderful day today. I'm going to get ready to get out of here. And what I will post, if you're not familiar with the emotional guidance scale, I'm going to post that to the board, to the wall, to the group wall. And I'll do that before I leave home today. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you for being here with me. Have a great day.